Hello everyone, today our team will present tipping behavior of yellow cab in New York City during the New Year. And the project is done by
Tanuja,
David Wan,
and Dee. While tipping is not mandatory in most of the United States, it is customary in many circumstances for services. It is said that when using taxis, a tip of 10 to 15% is normal and the fare is usually rounded up to the nearest dollar. Some people tip to show their gratitude, while some just want to show their politeness. How much should a cab driver expect from his or her customer? Well, all that depends on a number of factors, such as weather, distance, passenger count, and so on.
the main data source used here is the yellow taxi data in New York City for the year 2014. We have also used few other data sources like the weather information from Weather Underground and the location information from Area Connect. Some of the key factors that we have taken into account for our data analysis are the pickup location, the weather, passenger count, peak time, trip distance, and the surcharge. A study shows that about 90% of taxi pickup locations are in Manhattan. We have taken the pickup latitude and longitude and mapped these with the zip codes of the Manhattan area and found out whether the location is Manhattan or not. We have taken the historical weather forecast and mapped each day to the corresponding weather condition for that particular day. The weather events could be snow, fog, rain, thunderstorm, or no significant event at all. From the pickup time given in the original data source, we plotted the hour and ended up with the histogram as shown here. From this histogram, we can see that the peak time lies between 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. to 7 p.m.
After we do the regression analysis and get the result, with the distance, not only love increase, but also the tips amount increase.
holding the other predictor variables constant. When the trip distance increases by 1 unit, for the average taxi driver, the amount of tip increases by 1.08%. From the t-test, we have 95% confidence to say the passengers whose pickup location is in Manhattan pay higher tips to the taxi driver. From the regression model, we found that when the pickup location is in Manhattan, for the average taxi driver, increases the amount of tip by 1.04%. From the regression model, we found that during peak time period, for the average taxi driver, increases the amount of tip by 1.02%. So, drivers can take a rest and enjoy a delicious meal in non-peak time, relieving the traffic jam. When the passenger takes a taxi in rainy day, for the average taxi driver increases the amount of tip by 0.59%. When the passenger takes a taxi in snowy day, for the average taxi driver increases the amount of tip by 1.02%. When the passenger takes a taxi in foggy day, for the average taxi driver increases the amount of tip by 0.91%. We have 95% confidence to say there is no linear relationship between passenger count and amount of tip. That is to say, the number of passengers is not an adequate variable to put in the regression model. The surcharge is the fee that passengers pay when they take a taxi in the midnight. When the surcharge increases by 1 unit, for the average taxi driver, increases the amount of tip by 1.06%. Based on the result, the taxi cab company can develop an app that can match a taxi driver and passengers and give them information about passengers' name, pickup address, drop-off address, and cross street. Taxi driver can choose a passenger whose pickup location is in Manhattan in order to have the opportunity to get more tip. The app development not only helps taxi drivers generate more money, but also allow taxi companies to collect more data about consumers and compete with Uber.
The taxi cab companies can build models to predict the peak time and off-peak time of each day and give this information to the taxi drivers. And using this data, the taxi drivers can create their own schedule, earning money more effectively and efficiently.
Taxi company can collaborate with weather detection agency to develop the system that provides sufficient and important weather report for taxi drivers. This strategy can not only reduce the risk that taxi drivers face with the danger of bad weather, but also help them decide whether to use this opportunity.
When a fare hits a new round number, passengers are twice as likely to give no tip at all. So the trick for taxi drivers is to not to let the fare hit that perfect round number. Our data analysis will not only help the taxi cab drivers but also the passengers in deciding the tip amount. An app can be developed having certain key data, and any tourist visiting a new place can use this app to estimate the tip he or she should pay.
Due to the technology limitation, we could not take in account the all data set about 165 million rows. The cash payments are not recorded correctly, and hence payment type cannot considered into analysis.
There are certain factors that cannot always be measured accurately. For example, a passenger might tip more or less depending on the behavior of the cab driver. A good cab driver will have a strong and thorough knowledge of the area in which he works. Cab drivers cannot help traffic jams, but they can choose the most efficient route and take steps to decrease driving time. And if passengers are happy with the cab drivers, they will tip more. We hope you enjoyed the presentation. Now we will be happy to answer any questions you have. Thank you.